You are now watching Lesage, the best place to learn about competitive Pokemon TCG. Let's get it! Yo, what's poppin' YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, Lesage here. Today we're going to be covering over Turbo Zacian. I've covered this deck in the past, but I figured why not cover it again because it has been picking up a little bit of play lately. This deck is relatively simple to play, relatively budget, great deck for newcomers and for kind of anyone who's looking to pick up an awesome deck in the format. I know we're right around the corner from Fusion Strike, but it's worthwhile to give it a try. The list is in the description if you want to copy and paste that right into PTCGO or PTCG Live when that comes out. You could totally get prepared for that. That being said, let's jump into this deck profile and see exactly what's going on. So here we have it, the Turbo Zacian list in all of its glory. This deck isn't necessarily the hardest deck to pilot. There's a couple nuances when it comes to sequencing, but it's relatively easy to play for anyone. And if you're new to the game or looking for a budget deck, or if you're just looking for an effective legendary Pokemon deck, this is really where it's at. You want to be using Intrepid Sword to accelerate energies to your Zacian V and use it as a way to draw cards. I mean, if you're going to end your turn doing nothing, you might as well use Intrepid Sword, right? At that point, you're just going to be using Brave Blade. When you only have very limited options, you just want to make sure that you do those options excellently. So you can accelerate energies with Intrepid Sword, like I said, normally attaching energies, and you can use Metal Saucer, or you could use Raihan if one of your Pokemon were knocked out during your last turn, or your opponent's last turn, that is. You can also put energies on top of your deck with either Oranguru's Primate Wisdom or with Rotom Phone, so keep that in mind because you could actually stack the odds in your favor with Intrepid Sword with the cards available in your deck. Zamazenta V is really if you face against a Pokemon VMAX deck, and they don't really have too many options, so you can kind of wall them with Dauntless Shield while doing some chip damage with Assault Tackle. Now, one thing I do want to note when it comes to between attacking with Zamazenta V and Zacian V, Brave Blade says during your next turn, this Pokemon can attack. Of course, you could always reset that by using Air Balloon to retreat, or you could play Switch to get out of the active spot, and that would reset the Brave Blade. But you could also use Assault Tackle every single turn, so look for opportunities where you're playing against a deck where 130 could be very good turn after turn, or maybe you could go 130 into 220 or 230, or maybe you could discard some of your opponent's special energies. Guru is really good just for using Primate Wisdom, and it gives you kind of like an extra draw per turn, if that makes sense. Just kind of note if you're like how to play Primate Wisdom correctly. If you're putting a card on top of your deck, you could actually take away your chances of using Intrepid Sword. So just try to find unique ways to use Oranguru that will increase your chances of trying to get what you're trying to do. Crystal Cave is a good way to just heal some damage off your metal Pokemon. It's also a really good way to get around Path to the Peak. Overall, this deck's, like I said, really easy to play. So let's jump into some gameplay with this deck and show exactly what it could do. So we won the coin flip, that's absolutely sick, and of course we want to be able to go first. Getting off a turn 1 Intrepid Sword is just absolutely awesome. Let's see what we can make happen with this. And if we're able to just get an energy and get an energy off Intrepid Sword, we're really in a prime position to use Brave Blade. So playing against Dragapult, we can do okay. Not necessarily like my favorite matchup, but we can just speed the game up relatively quickly. So this is not bad at all. By any means, we're just going to go Quick Ball. I'm going to Quick Ball away a Quick Ball. I think that seems fine. We're going to put another Zacian V in play because I think it's relatively good to just have in play. We should have looked through our deck there. That's my bad, but not a big deal. Let's go for Rotom Phone to see if we could put an energy on top of our deck. So now we're going to know we're at least getting one off the Intrepid Sword. So there's an energy. There's a Cape of Toughness. I'm going to leave the Air Balloon in my hand in case my opponent plays Boss's Orders. And then I'm going to go for Intrepid Sword. So now we have all of our energies, and we don't need to attach to this one anymore. Our opponent's now forced to pivot out of this Dragapult V, and we just have an instant lead on them. So it's one of those things where they're just going to concede the game. We take those. So we're going to call heads, and we won the coin flip. We do want to go first. So going first with this deck is awesome, because you're able just to go Intrepid Sword and really get set up quickly. Now, this is not the greatest hand in the world. We're just going to start with Guru, but maybe we'll top deck a Quick Ball, or maybe we'll just top deck a Zacian. There's things that could happen. That's we are playing against Sylveon. Sylveon is weak to metal, so let's try to go Primate Wisdom and see if we can get one of these set up. We're just going to put Marnie there. Nothing crazy going on here. There's no reason for us to attach an energy. We're just going to pass. So a really poor start for us, but we can really see if we can get around this Sylveon or this Urshifu deck, or maybe we can go Zamazenta V and just like kind of get set up. We could be in a good position here, depending on how our opponent plays this out. So I think it's worthwhile to continue playing this game to see how far it is, especially after we won that first game against Dragapult in like a minute, right? So this deck has some power. Let's see what it looks like from behind, and I think that's how a lot of decks really work nicely. Now, we do understand that if they are going to try to get around our Zamazenta, they're going to be using Galarian Moltres V, so let's just keep that in mind while we're playing through the game, that this is a Pokemon we might want to isolate. So in a VMAX heavy deck, we could totally try to take them down with Galarian Moltres. And okay, so we know that we're going to be top decking the Marnie because we already put it on top of the deck. Let's just go research. We want to have Metal Energies in our discard pile for Metal Saucers. So let's go ahead and pitch this. I think we're fine to let go of this hand. Side note, don't bench more than one Guru per game, just because there's a good chance that your opponent will not, like, you don't want them to knock out 2 Gurus, a Zacian, and a Zamazenta. If you only have 1 Guru out, even if they knock it out, they still have to draw another 6 prize cards. So that's my fun fact of the day. We are going to go ahead here and Quick Ball. Tool Scrapper, I don't think it necessarily matters in this matchup. Not a lot of Sylveons are playing Ribbon Badge. We're going to take a full peek through our deck. And let's go ahead and power up our Zacian V. Now, Zacian V would get knocked out by a Max Harmony. So let's go ahead and Cape of Toughness this. No reason for us to put Crystal Cave because there's no damage. And there's also no reason for us to use Primate Wisdom, because Primate Wisdom would actually take away our chances of getting an energy, because we got an energy off Primate Wisdom. That's an energy we will not have for Intrepid Sword. So not the greatest hand by any means, but it is what it is, and this is where Turbo Zacian can fail sometimes. There's nothing that we've done incorrectly in this game compared to the first game, whereas first game we got 3 energies on a Zacian and our opponent scoops because they can't do anything. The deck becomes quickly overpowered and our opponent cannot match our energy acceleration rate or our damage output with Brave Blade. This game, we are going to struggle a little bit, and by struggling, it's just, that's how it's going to play out. Like, there's nothing that we've properly used Primate Wisdom, we've properly used Intrepid Sword. Sometimes you get dealt a bit of a rough hand, but it is what it is, and we'll just continuously try our way to play out. We still have Intrepid Swords, we still have Zamazenta Vs, we'll see how it plays out. The fact that they evolved into the Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX, and they're not going to be attacking with this Rapid Strike Urshifu V, gives us a pretty good chance. Their Gmax Rapid Flow is not necessarily the best attack in this situation. So let's go ahead and send this up. Not too much that we're going to do here. We're just going to try to go Turbo Zamazenta. Let's go ahead and Crystal Cave this up. We're going to go ahead and go for Intrepid Sword. No point of us using Boss's Orders. We really want to save the Boss's Orders for their Galarian Moltres V. So Intrepid Sword, again, not really too much, but we could be in a position if we do top deck an energy that after that Metal Saucer, we could draw some prize cards with Brave Blade. And again, our opponent can't do too much because of Dauntless Shield. Their deck's pretty strictly damage. They're probably only going to be able to do high jump kick with the Blaziken V. And I mean, we'll totally take that Marnie. Our hand is not good here. So there's a Metal Saucer, an energy. I mean, really not that bad. We have Boss's Orders. If our opponent's attaching an energy there, they're likely not doing too much at all. They might attack with Galarian Moltres this turn for 190, but we'll see how that plays out. We have another Crystal Cave to knock off what they're doing. If we can find a switch or anything else like that, we could just potentially knock out this Galarian Moltres V. So let's see what we did. We did put 2 switch and an air balloon at the bottom of our deck. But yeah, there's another. So this Pokemon's going to be a goner. We are going to try to take away their stadiums one by one. So let's just do this. There's no reason for us not to heal. Let's go ahead, attach an energy here. Let's go Metal Saucer. Let's just Metal Saucer it up. I mean, if we hit the energy off Intrepid Sword, it is what it is. We don't want to bench this down because it does give our opponent more outs. How it's going. Yeah, it is what it is. We're going to have some extra energies. I'm going to grab one of them just in case we want to retreat in and out of the Brave Blade. So we have an energy for this Zamazenta V. We just want to keep this Zamazenta V alive as long as possible. So the one thing that you want to think about while you're playing this deck is how you're going to be giving your opponent prize cards throughout the game. I think that's one of the bigger things that you could do. And I'm not entirely sure what our opponent's going to be searching for. Like, they could be searching for text here, text there. They're either not knocking out Zamazenta V, or they are knocking out Zamazenta V with the Geller and Moltres. Those are probably the biggest things for us to think about. We also have the boss's orders. So there's Akrina's Focus. Maybe they're just going to try to draw some cards. Yeah, drawing 2 cards, not really a big deal. They might just go ahead and try to take this knockout with the Geller and Moltres V, and I'm about it. They might not have any way to take care of this Zamazenta V. So our end goal is really to isolate whatever Pokemon they have after the Geller and Moltres V that can attack the Zamazenta V. So we don't need to play any boss's orders. We don't need to play anything fancy. We will be able to knock them out with this. So far, so good. We're in a good spot. I'd really like to play a Marnie if we had the opportunity to. But really don't have a crazy opportunity to do so. They might play Echoing Horn. That's my one worry when it comes down to things. But so far, we're just going to go ahead and take this attack off. Let's go Brave Blade. And you want to know what? We could go Research. I don't really want to get rid of the boss. Yeah, let's just go Brave Blade and really try to see how it plays out next turn. I don't think they will find a way to knock out our Zacian V, but if they do, I mean, it is what it is, and we just got a poor start. Otherwise, I mean, that Raihan is super nice. Raihan Crystal Cave means that we have access to just having stuff in general. They also can't get a knockout with their Blaziken VMAX this turn, and if they evolve, it's just another out to Zamazenta V. I mean, our hand's really good for this situation right now. So worst case scenario for us is that they play Tool Scrapper and take away our Cape of Toughness at some point. They're going to be able to do 260 damage, and we have 270 HP. So there is that Tool Scrapper. So we really got to watch out for what they can do when it comes down to this situation. Maybe they can build up their Rapid Strike Urshifu V. Seems like it might just be what they're going to be doing here. So they have ways to attack through us. That's fine. Let's see how we can make it through this game at this point. So let's go ahead and go Raihan. We'll build up our energy. And we're just going to go ahead and search for our energy. Because we do need an energy to really make everything else matter here. They can't get through our Dauntless Shield, so we're really just trying to get around whatever our opponent can do. So let's go Assault Tackle here. Take away their energy, and we're just gonna go Assault Tackle for however many turns it takes us, right? That's where our goal is. This Pokemon's weak to metal as well, so we could win the game in 2 turns. It's something that we really got to consider a possibility. Their list probably does not play 2 Tool Scrappers, so that is another thing that we have to think about. We might just be able to go Crystal Cave and Cape of Toughness and really find our way through this matchup. So that's likely their last Tower of Waters. So again, things for us to consider. So 100 Furious Blows, sick. There's 150. Let's go ahead and Crystal Cave this up. And we're going to try to find a Cape of Toughness. So these are not Cape of Toughness cards. We're going to put the Metal Energy on top of the deck. It gives us opportunities. We can also now go Rotom Phone again to try to increase our chances of getting the Cape of Toughness. Overall here, I might as well just get another Metal Energy, or maybe just another Research, just having options for future turns. So let's pitch this away. So we did find the Cape of Toughness. That's awesome. This does give us the opportunity to survive the turn because they can only do 150 damage with 100 Furious Blows, and we could go ahead and take away their energy. So we have options. They might have prized their last Rapid Strike energy because they have one there, and at least one in the discard pile. Oh, they have two in the discard pile because I just discarded one. So they're gonna have to use Octillery to search for it. Now, if they do play another Tool Scrapper, we're just out of this game. But regardless if we win or lose, this is really how Zamazenta V can kind of hang on throughout the games. I mean, I think they could follow it up and Magical Shot us to win the game, which is not very good for us, but we'll see how it plays out for them. They probably do have the Rapid Strike energy in their deck, so they're going to search for that with Octillery. Okay, there's the Rapid Strike energy. The math is not really adding up for us because they're going to put us to 270, we're going to heal till 240, and then this is going to hit us to 300, which is enough to knock us out. And we don't have any way to knock them both out. So, considering that is their last Rapid Strike energy, how many Metal Saucers do we have left in the deck? We can double check here. We might have another strategy here, right? So let's go Quick Ball, discarding this Metal Energy because we don't need too many. We have only the one Metal Saucer there, so we won't be able to get everything necessary if we do get out a Zamazenta, or if we do get something else out. So with them only having one prize card left, we're put in a really awkward predicament. Let's just go for Guru here. We'll grab that out of the deck. And I mean, really no point of us playing down this Zacian if they're just going to be able to knock it out anyways. Let's go Crystal Cave. And let's pitch this hand away. I know we will likely not win, but we're looking for a boss's orders to bring up like a Crobat or an Octillery just to draw our last prize, or bring up the SYLVEON V if they just forget it or something else like that. Trying to change up our win con if possible. So we'll go Assault Tackle for the knockout here, and it looks like we're just like a couple turns behind from our opponent, maybe one turn behind, but this is really how the deck can wall with the Zamazenta V, and sometimes it works out a little bit better. They got a little bit fortunate, but they should just be using Magical Shot here and winning the game. Well played to our opponents. That's Turbo Zacian for ya. That's what we have going on for this video today, peeps. Hopefully you enjoyed watching this deck in action. Sometimes you're going to have games where you just absolutely demolish your opponent off a lucky Intrepid Sword. Other games you're going to struggle a little bit when you start with Guru and do not get those early Intrepid Swords. I guess the most important thing is getting it to your core Zacian base, and if when in doubt, Zamazenta V is a great wall. Really basic yet effective deck, and again, I highly encourage you to give it a try, regardless of how it works out. It's a great deck to kind of master, pick up. All the pieces are relatively cheap. Whether you're using them online, you could use code PTCGO use code Lesage V. That's in the description as well. Or you can go to Atlas Collectibles and pick up the physical copies for this deck. Hope you enjoyed watching this video, and we hope to see you on the channel for more. Peace out and have a great one. I truly appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It means the world to me. And my goal with this channel is to spread my love of the game and knowledge with our entire Pokemon TCG community. If you haven't already, help signal boost this video to other Pokemon TCG fans by liking it, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. Hopefully we reach our goals really soon. Check out this recommended video, and have yourself a great day. Thanks.